All right. Hey, y'all. Hey, I'm going to give y'all a second to pull up. I know I kind of just hopped up on here on y'all. My bad. My bad. My bad. But I'm going to give y'all a second to pull up so we can have a conversation about what's going on in our government. I've been on phone calls all morning, group texts all morning. People are not happy at all. Also, let me know if you can hear me. Hey y'all. My bad. Oh, one of them not working. It's okay. Hey y'all. Sorry y'all. Y'all know I'm still not great at going live yet. What it do? What's up, Miami? We got Miami in the house. Who in here? Who else in here? Where else y'all from? You can hear me? Okay, cool. Now I'm streaming from like several different locations, so bear with me because I'm trying to read the comments for everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so don't be mad at Asif because Asif actually is on the right side. Oh, everybody and their mommy in here. Y'all got DC, New York, Virginia, Texas, North Carolina, Jersey, Cali in the house. So John Asif actually did not cave. He voted no. So these the people. I actually have a list. I just made a post too on Instagram. So if you're following me on Instagram and you haven't seen it, I did just upload a post not too long ago, explaining sort of an overview on what's going on, and then also pretty much letting y'all know. Thank you so much. I'm trying something different. Thank you for complimenting my aesthetic. Hey, Florida, Atlanta in the house. So letting y'all know just a brief overview, 3 minutes, right, on what's going on and sort of the conversations I had this morning. So I will say, John Ossoff, you could take your foot off his neck. Tammy Baldwin, she good. Mark Kelly is good. Gary Peters is good. So is Slockin. Slockin is good. Because I've seen a lot of people, who out there was slocking in Michigan because people was upset. So Michigan, they got it together. Baldwin got it together. Everybody else still got the game messed up. Long story short story long. So it's about 8 of them right now who basically claim that they made a deal with Republicans, right, in order to open the government back up at this point in the game, right? A lot of people are like, what the hell you mean? What kind of deal? At the end of the day, y'all started this conversation off saying that we was gonna get, some sort of deal on healthcare. That's not what this deal contains. So with regards to just the healthcare aspect in general, the only thing I really saw or I know of thus far is there is a plan on the table to have a vote on extending the Affordable Care Act tax credits in December. This is the thing, right? And I explained this in my Instagram video real quick, but let me just break this down real quick for you, right? Open enrollment is happening now. People have already seen, the price increase for their health insurance. So those that can afford it or are going to take their chances, they have already seen those increases. Now, I do know from conversations with people, some people just praying to God, like, I'm just going to sign up for what I can sign up for now. I'm going to choose what I can for now. Hopefully some work out later on and we'll just go from there, right? That's what some people are saying at this point. Aside from that, right, these premiums have already skyrocketed and they're likely to go up even more if the tax credits aren't extended, right? The tax credits expire at the end of December. They are saying they will have a vote on this in December, right? Open enrollment, the initial open enrollment phase, I believe, ends December 15th, which means people will have had to have chosen their plans by December 15th. I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, in some states, they will allow you to register up until January 15th, if I'm not mistaken, but I think your coverage wouldn't start till February, right? Whereas people who apply by the December deadline, they will start their coverage in January. So that is sort of the deal. Now, here's the thing. The government is still shut down right now, right? Nothing like this still has to go through a couple of rounds of votes. The votes they had last night pretty much was just to like, hey, this is where we at with it. Y'all can go ahead and bring it to the floor if y'all want to, so we could talk about it. Like, we gonna get on board with y'all Republicans, right? So that's sort of what happened last night. Whereas today they are on the floor, they're talking, they are doing whatever they could do, right? Like the Senate is on the floor right now having the discussions. My understanding is that like this could stretch out to the end of the week, right? So that's an option too. Keep that in mind. What else? Oh my gosh, hold on one second, y'all. I'm so sorry. If y'all could give me a quick second, because I just realized I am not on Substack and I need to log into the Substack thing. So give me a second. I'm so sorry. I want to make sure I'm going live, going live. Aw, yeah. Okay, hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. I'm so sorry. Oh, give me a second. Why is it not working? Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to figure out why it's not working. Eddie, let me see. Oh no. Hold on. Oh no. Let's see. Save changes. Let's see if it's gonna work. If not, they'll have to catch up later. Hey. Oh, gotta go. Okay, I'm sorry. It's not working to StreamYard. StreamYard, excuse me, to Substack. I'll have to catch up with them later. My bad, because I don't want to hold y'all up while I'm trying to reach some extra people. I want to make sure y'all get the information. But that's where we are with it right now. Nina. That's Nina, y'all. It's good to see you. Oh, thank you so much. We gotta chat later. So here's the thing. So at the end of the day, right, they're saying basically that they're going to have this vote in December. I am going to scream this. Like, at the end of the day, Republicans have always wanted to get rid of the Affordable Care Act, right? They do not like Obamacare in no fashion. Also, be clear that the Republicans are the ones that gave Obama a hard time when he first tried to implement Obamacare, right? And Nancy Pelosi had to get down in the trenches, get dirty, and be like, okay, well, let's figure this out so we could pass this, because the people need a way to pay for their health care. I'm actually even catching up on A Promised Land, where Obama actually talks about, the fight that he went through trying to get Obamacare passed. But anyways, so at the end of the day, right, even if they have this conversation in December, it is unlikely that the Republicans are going to agree to extend the tax credits for the ACA, right? So this is just, you're going to have a vote. Doesn't mean that it's going to pass. The reality is that the agreement goes through December. When we get to January, right, we could be back here again. The government can get shut down again if they do not have an agreement. So that is... No, I wish. So that is where we're at with it at the end of the day. People feel how they feel, right? People feel like Chuck Schumer, you knew this was gonna go down. So people are like, Chuck Schumer gotta go. It's so much. And I ain't never really been at a loss for words before, but I'm kind of at a loss for words, because I just don't think it's a good deal. And I'll just be honest with all that we went through, the conversations that happened. And I'll just say this, like, I'm a single mother, I'm only a year and a half removed from law school. And I remember just being on the floor in the fetal position, not being able to feed my kid. I know what that feels like. I know what that pain feels like. I know what it feels like to be like, well, I'm gonna be hungry. I got the last of whatever I have in my refrigerator. I'd rather my baby eat it. I know what that feels like. I know where it feels like to not know where my next dollar is going to come from. And I need to put gas in my car, or I got a bill that's due. You know what I'm saying? And it was still people who were going through all of those things saying, I don't care. Get what you need to get, because it gets no better. Like, no, I'm not going to get better. Right. And so I think that is that is the place that we're at right now in that regard. On a positive note, on the one hand, right, they're saying that Rosen and Kane are willing to reconsider. So that's one thing. So if you are in Virginia, or you're in Nevada, even if you're not, call them, let them know, because this affects everybody, right? There are people who just cannot afford this. You know what I'm saying? And so that is an option. Yeah. I think the other part about it is this. We saw community, and we saw the power that we have in our voices and our vote, right? We saw what happened on Tuesday. We saw the way that people turned up and turned out, and just the hope and the positive vibes that we had. And we had that because of us as the American people sticking together and standing on business and letting Congress, letting people know, these people in power know where we stand and what we want and what we need and what the expectation is. And I think that we have come from having less. The more we do, the more we can gain, right? We have come a long way. And the fight for healthcare in this country is one that was pre-Obama, right? Obama took a risk saying, I'm gonna do this. This is what I'm gonna get done, right? He risked the political capital, like, hey, they may not fool with you again. He didn't care. He risked that because that was something he stood on, right? And again, Obamacare is not perfect, but the goal is to have a more perfect union. A more perfect union. That takes communication, that takes negotiation, right? That takes being willing to hear the other side out. That takes, you know what I'm saying, like being willing to compromise. And what we have are people in Congress who are not compromising. But what the American people did is we came together and we said, we're not standing for that no more. So if you're not going to get on the right page, if you're not going to move according to what the American people need, we're not going to have you here. We're not going to take what Trump is doing laying down, right? We don't agree with this. That is why Prop 50 got passed, right? That is why New Jersey will have a Democrat as a governor. That is why Virginia will have a Democrat as a governor, right? That is why there are more seats, right, in the Democratic delegation now than there was previously. That is why. So at the end of the day, it's frustrating. There's a lot of uncertainty, right? And we have put our trust in people. But I think the reality is that what we should take away from this moment is the power that we have, right? The power that we have. And then also reemphasize the power that our votes have. And what I will say is this, they fear that, right? They fear that. If they did not fear that, they wouldn't be trying to do everything they can to reduce the number of votes that come in, right? To take away our ability to vote, trying to get rid of mail-in voting, early voting, right? Requiring voter IDs, right? I don't know if I saw something Mark Elias said, I believe at Complex Con or something to that effect, where he was saying that they did like a survey and realized that like the average wait time in a Black district, right, for voting was 51 minutes, and the average wait time in like a white district or a white area, same county, right, was like 4 minutes. right? All these little tactics that have been put in place to try to convince us not to vote, to try to, pull us back. Hey, Carissa. All of that. And we still pushed through all that noise and made some things shake and made some things happen. So I don't want us to give up on that. I don't want us to be, feel like, well, yeah, why we keep fighting? No, we got to keep fighting and keep some pressure on them. And it's the thing, it's only 8 people that's folding right now, right? Only 8 of them are folded. That means you got what? At least 40 other people who ain't folded. You have more who won't fold. That means they hear us, right? They hear us. I'm doing good, Carissa. How are you? They get it. They know what's up. They riding. They not gonna give up. They hear what we talking about. They hear what we saying. It's more of them who standing 10 toes down saying we ain't with none of this. No, what our people said, ride it out. So we finna ride it out. Now, do I think that some of them need to be doing a little different to help their constituents to make sure they straight while they going through this? I do. Do I think some of these corporations need to be putting some money up to make sure some of these people get paid? I do. Y'all got the profits. I do, right? And I think some of the conversation that's happening now too is like, don't just blame. We should not just blame, right? Congress. We need it. What hello? The insurance providers, the people that are coming up, that are to blame for the cost of healthcare in this country. We have the most expensive healthcare in this country of any country in the world. It costs us more than anybody. So what's the problem? Why are you treating us different? It's giving discrimination. We the DEI of the world. What's now how that work? You feel me? So, anyways, I say all that to say I'm not gonna hold y'all long today. Um, People are still working, right? Have um we still have options, we still have the opportunity. Like I said, call Kane, call Rosen, um, and speak up and continue to speak up and speak out and continue to leave comments. Let me tell you how important comments are. And I think I say this on my lives a lot, but they are so important to what I do, period, right? But just in general, because it is the reality of what the American people feel. Y'all in my comment section, the hypes are the American people. You are who I get a voice from. Right. So when I'm going back and I'm advocating and I'm speaking, I am speaking on behalf of what I read in the comments or what I read in the DMs about what people are going through and how they feel. And granted, I don't get to all of them. I try my best. I don't. I'll be real. But the ones I do get to and I bring and I see, I'm always bringing that up, right? I could because it's a reference too I could point back to and be like, okay, well, so and so over here on my platform said X, Y, and Z. So where you getting your information from? Because also what I don't want is for leadership to be pulling their thoughts about how the American people feel out of thin air. I'm sick of a poll. I'm not saying they're useless, right? But I am saying I want to hear from the people on the ground floor. You know what I mean? I want to know how y'all feel, what y'all going through. These real people. I have over 1 million followers across every platform. That's over 1 million people in some capacity that I could touch and talk to and get opinions from and get an idea from about how are you living, how are you feeling, and how is this working for you? Working for you. You know what I'm saying? I need that from y'all. It's necessary. It's required. I'm sorry I can't see all the comments right now. I'll try to go back and read them too. But yeah. So, anyways, I ain't gonna hold y'all too much longer. I got some more stuff I gotta get done. Also, it's y'all nephew birthday, so I gotta, be in mommy mode today. But I did want to have this conversation about the Dems who did fold. Keep talking, right? Keep having the conversations, keep sharing the content, keep, commenting, keep calling. Keep emailing. I'm happy too. Thank you so much. Somebody said, how we get you in the Congress seat? I don't know. Y'all want me in there? I talk back. I talk with my hands. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really want to fold. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, oh, happy birthday to your father. Um, so yeah. But like I said, I'm gonna keep y'all up to date as I learn more and get more information. I did, y'all know I'm trying to go live more. Under the age of 10 was offered $18 in food stamps. That's crazy. $18 in food stamps. You can't, I couldn't, you that's not enough for formula. You get what I'm saying? Anyways, I will be back later. I want to get some more information, gather some more information, but I wanted to make sure that I hollered at y'all before I got too busy, and I just had a quick conversation with y'all about what was going on. This was off the cuff, as you could tell. I ain't really have no notes. I'm just being honest about how I feel and about what I see and what's going on. Thank you so much. So I'm gonna holler at y'all. Y'all had a day y'all deserve. And yeah, we're gonna figure this out. Honey, tariff rebate checks. Let me go read this. Somebody said 5 more minutes. I'll be back later. Okay. I'm gonna holler at y'all later on. Have a day y'all deserve.